Welcome to Halifax and inside the Scotiabank Centre for the National Basketball League of Canada this afternoon. It's the Halifax Hurricanes taking on the Moncton Magic. The Hurricanes on a 4-game winning streak, but the story of the season, Matt, has been the streak of the Moncton Magic. Alongside Matt Elliott and Joe Wells will join us later. I'm Vince Williams on hand, and this Moncton Magic team has been electric from the beginning, off to a 7-0 start, chasing down the Halifax Hurricanes of 2016-17 and the London Lightning, who have ultimately the best record the start of the season at 11-0. So this team comes in with a lot of veterans that can get it done, and they have some surprising rookies that have done an outstanding job in the reserve row as well.
Yeah, this is a fantastic team, very talented. I mean, we saw it firsthand when they played Halifax, the home-and-home series to start the season, and really kind of blew Halifax out, manhandled them both of those first two games. But this is a different Halifax team, so it's going to be interesting to see how they match up. Halifax looking to send a message, say, hey, this is the same team you played to start the season. We got some new faces, we got some new things happening, so I'll be interested to see how that plays out.
Great crowd on hand this afternoon at the Scotiabank Centre. And let's take a quick look at the starting lineups for both teams. The Magic will go with Carson, Herring Jr., McCullough, White, and Evans. For the Hurricanes, it's Poole, Brown, Clinkscales, Kindred, and Jawara. Not playing today and not available with a lower back injury is Gabe Freeman, and that's a huge loss for the Hurricanes.
That sure is. Matt,
as Freeman unable to go, averaging 20 points a game, and he's been outstanding since being acquired after game number 2.
Yeah, he's been a fantastic on-court presence for them. He kind of does it all, but they got him on the bench. He's still a great guy to have. He's been a great mentor for some of the younger players. So he's still around, so still got that presence. But yeah, I'm sure it would be nice to have that talent on the court.
Evans and Brown on the opening tap. Brown wins it. Clinkscales will handle it for the Hurricanes. Jawara, that's stripped away, but he is fouled on the attempt. And this afternoon's officials, Brent Stocker, Alonzo Wright, and the crew chief, Paul Hansen. So Jawara, he draws into the starting lineup. He hasn't played a single game for the Hurricanes, and he's got a tough assignment in game number 7 as he was nursing a lower body injury at the start of training camp.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Jawara. They say he's the real deal. You see the replay there. He gets just enough of the fingers, it looks like, 'cause he was going to. But you notice there is that they went right to him. First set down, first game. They're not afraid to go to him, so obviously the team trusts him, and there he is with his own rebound.
So he misses both. He gets the rebound, a second chance opportunity in this opening few moments of this quarter. Poole off the screen. Jumper's too strong, and that's rebounded by McCullough. So an empty trip on the first opportunity offensively for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, they missed a couple free throws and a field goal attempt there, so not a great first series for them. That looked like a walk right there by Carson.
Carson to the rim, and he gets that one to go down. Shahi Carson has been outstanding, averaging 16 points on the season.
He's outstanding every season, Shahi Carson.
The man from Arizona State.
Moncton didn't have him in the first game. Still didn't have much difficulty. And look, there we go again. Look at that.
KJ with the jumper. Now he's got this European-type game where he can get it going from the outside for a big guy. So that matchup between him and Evans, extending Evans out around the 16-foot mark, is going to be key. Once again, Carson gets to the rim and he lays it off the glass and in. So Carson off to a good start. He's 2 for 2. He's got all 4 points for the Magic in this 2-point game.
You know as well as I do from watching Carson, he'll do that all game if you let him. He'll go to the rack all day.
Brown off the pick and roll. KJ in the corner. That's short. McCullough with the rebound. Out in transition is Herring Jr. ahead of the pack, and Kindred try to chase him down from behind. He fouls him, and Herring Jr. will go to the line to shoot 2. So we know that the Hurricanes like to get out in transition, Matt.
There you see it there. Kindred almost got a piece of it as the pass was going. You'll see it here. Just misses it. Then goes up. Yeah, it gets him on the head there for the foul.
That's an outstanding look there off of that rebound by McCullough.
Fantastic.
Looking to push the ball up the court and get that easy run out in transition. Herring Jr., the two-time National Basketball League of Canada champion, joining this Magic team, coming over from the London Lightning, and he goes 2 for 2 from the line. Herring Jr. averaging 14 points on the season.
Yeah, what a great ad he was for them.
He had an outstanding championship run last year for the Lightning.
You had a team that was pretty much stacked already with talent. You had a guy with that kind of talent plus the championship pedigree.
Clint Scales now. 5 seconds to shoot. He puts it up for 3. That's no good. McCullough with another defensive rebound. Magic out in the open floor in their secondary transition. And good job there by Brown stopping the ball.
Difficult man-to-man matchup for a guy like Ramel Brown to guard G.E. Carson.
5 seconds to shoot now for the Magic. Herring Hill put it up for 3, and he drains it. So Herring Jr.'s got 5, and he's off to a good start. Magic up by 7 now. Poole looking for a screen from Brown. Kindred, 5 seconds to shoot. He gets to the rim, stripped away. Poole with the pull-up.
Nice
and
shot.
Mike knocks it down.
2 points.
So when things looked like they were coming undone in that set, Matt, they were able to gather, and Mike Poole bailed them out with the corner jump shot.
Yeah, he was able to make something of nothing there. His jump shot hasn't been great to start the season. He's only in the 30s. He's hoping to bring that along.
Carson's first miss of the game, that was short. Poole back the other way now.
Nice
Poole,
take.
and he banks it in.
Great aggressive take by Mike Poole.
Outstanding aggressiveness in that secondary transition by Poole, able to split the defense and bank it home. Herring Jr. now, that's off the foot of Evans. And I'm not sure why we have a stoppage and play there, but
got me.
definitely wasn't a foot call on the Canes, but nevertheless, we'll have an inbound on the baseline for the Magic as Carson making some adjustments to his shooting shorts. 3-point game. Magic have led from the start. Herring Jr. now to the rim. That's stripped away, but he's fouled on his way there, and he'll go to the line to shoot too.
Not sure who got him, Brown or Jaws.
That's what you get from Doug Herring Jr. He has the ability to knock down the deep ball, but he is a tenacious dribble drive to the rim type guy.
Yeah, he's a tough defensive matchup because you can't give him any space outside. You got to play him tight enough, not let him kill you on the inside.
Billy White's first attempt's no good. Poole, he drives to the rim, nice dish and slam. As he posterizes Nick Evans. Evans late on the help and recovery.
Great pass by Mike Poole. See the replay here. Move the ball around. Looks like he's going to penetrate. Evans stepped up. Couldn't come back in time. Nice.
So Brown with the finish at the rim through the contact. He'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. So Evans picks up his second personal. That'll force him to the bench. And checking in for the first time for the Magic is Denzel Taylor. So I got it mixed up between him and Isaiah Tate. Now the reserve roles are going to be a very huge key for the Magic this afternoon, Matt, and they've been outstanding in the first 7 games for Coach Joe Salerno.
Yeah, they sure have. We were talking about this. They've got 7 guys on this team that average in double digits. So you got 2 guys coming off the bench averaging double digits for you. And Joe Salerno knows how to move those guys around and get the best out of them.
As Wayne McCullough knocks down his first 3. Magic are 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Kindred and KJ not able to hook up there on that pick and roll. Carson, he'll pull up. And that's a little short. Rebound by Kindred.
Oh, look
Poole
at that.
in transition, great.
Nice vision by Clint Scales.
Outstanding look and a good feed moving without the basketball on the back door is Mike Poole, and he banks that in. Poole's got 6 now. He's 3 for 4 from the field. White
Good
trying to
harassment
back
there.
down. Kindred with the help knocks it away. That's outstanding help on the help side there by Joel. Canes looking for their first lead here. Inside, McCullough steals it away.
A lot more aggressive this year defensively is Wayne McCullough than I remember him last year. Not that he was a slouch, but he's bodying up a lot more than we're used to seeing. You see the replay here.
I had a conversation with Coach Salerno before the game, and he's definitely said Wayne McCullough has stepped up since being acquired, coming over from the Island Storm. And he had a conversation with McCullough before he signed him and said, you're going to get the minutes. You're going to get your chance to prove yourself on this level. And Wayne has been outstanding in the first 7 games for the Magic.
Does a little bit of everything. Whereas before, previous seasons, he was coming as kind of he was your sharpshooter, he was a distance guy. Now he's doing a bit of everything.
Didn't get a lot of minutes last season under the guidance of Coach Tim Kendrick in the Storm, but getting an opportunity now to prove his worth. Billy goes 1 for 2 on that trip to the free throw line. 2-point game. Magic have led throughout. 6:39 here remaining in the opening quarter. Clinkscales now off the pick and roll. Poole, kick back out to Clinkscales. He's got 6 seconds to shoot. Poole, he'll put it up for 3. That's short, and rebound by Taylor. Good look from downtown from Poole, and able to pull the string. Herring Jr. looked like he was going to rise and take that shot.
A little miscommunication there.
Look for Taylor back door, and we have a turnover.
Taylor convinced too.
So Jordan Washington checks in for the first time for the Hurricanes, as Ramel Brown will go to the bench. KJ now loses the handle. Dribble handoff to Kendrick. Back to KJ. He picks it up, but the contact there is initiated by McCullough, and he'll be called for the foul.
Hitting the ground.
So McCullough's first personal, team's third. KJ will inbound. Poole off the screen, he rises. That's too strong. Tapped around, picked up by Herring Jr., and he'll go down the other way.
Oh, nice dish.
And a two-handed slam in transition is Billy White.
That's a great transition.
Outstanding look in transition by Herring Jr. White doing a great job moving without the basketball. Kendrick backdoor, and another steal for McCullough. That's his second. Gets a little fancy in transition, and outstanding hustle there, and coming back in transition defense was Mike Poole. He ties up McCullough. McCullough has all right to be frustrated there as they had numbers in transition.
Yeah.
But you got to give credit to Mike Poole, able to get back on defense and force that tie-up.
Yeah, McCullough lost the handle there. Did he try to go behind his back? Did I see? Is that
Try to get a little too fancy in transition.
A little too cute.
So immediate timeout. 4-point game in favor of the Magic. Magic shooting 62% from the field. They're 5 of 8. Hurricanes on the other side, 5 of 10 at 50%. With the Magic 2 for 2 from downtown. Both teams having their troubles with turnovers. 3-2. Hurricanes with 3, Magic with 2. But we talked a little bit about matchups in this game, Matt. And to your, knowledge and your thoughts on the matchups, what would you say would be the keys for both of these teams to be successful?
As far as matchups go, so if Halifax is going to be successful, I think they got to match up well against Doug Herring and Jahi Carson. Those are the two guys that, Doug can either shoot or take it to the hoop. Same with Jahi Carson, but I'm more worried about Jahi Carson going to the rack consistently. So you got to have a guy that matches up with him defensively, that's got the same amount of energy, and that can cut him off or at least deny him, so he doesn't have those wide open opportunities that he so often seems to get.
As you mentioned, Carson, he's 2 for 4 from the field. He's got 4 points. Herring Jr., he's got 5, including a 3-ball. Hurricanes without the services of Gabe Freeman this afternoon. We mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. averaging 20 points, but he's done the other things, the other intangibles to make this team successful on this 4-game winning streak. Defensively, he's a tough matchup for any team, and he can match up 1 through 5 game.
Oh, for sure, and he's, he matches up offensively, defensively, and he's got that clutch. He's got that clutch gene, and we saw that in the last game when he hit that 3-pointer. That was a key 3-pointer. I mean, we're going to talk about Tyrone Watson's buzzer beater, but really, they're not there without that key 3-pointer from Gabe Freeman.
Taylor with the offensive rebound, and he's fouled on the putback attempt by Washington. And Denzel Taylor, last time in, when we saw him, he was outstanding on the offensive glass. He was definitely cleaning up and doing the dirty work for the Magic, and that's going to be a key because he is tough on the glass, and he's been outstanding in that role for Joe Salerno in the season.
Yeah, this season and going back last season, he's given Halifax a hard time. He's played some of his best games. Can't say I've seen all of his games, but the games I've seen him play, he's played some great ones against Halifax.
So Taylor goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line, averaging 8 points on the season off the bench for the Magic. And it's a 5-point game. It's their largest. Washington, spin move, that's stripped away. Good hand in there by Carson. Carson back the other way in transition. Finds Taylor, and Taylor banks it in.
What a fantastic pass by Jahi Carson.
Great catch, though, by Taylor, too.
Yeah.
Able to arc his body as it wasn't pinpoint, but it was accurate enough for Taylor to gather.
There he is again.
Carson with the steal. Herring Jr. swings it to McCullough. McCullough to the rim, and he lays it in.
We saw that coming. Timeout.
So timeout forced by Mike Leslie, and he has to talk things over as they are outstanding coming out of that timeout as they go on a 6-0 run with a couple steals. So that defense that we talked about of the Magic starting to clamp down here in this quarter, and that's going to be a key. Joe Salerno talked about it with me and you before the start of the game. He talked about his offense wanting to be a little bit more efficient, moving the basketball on the pick and roll game and getting a lot of touches, but his defense, he hangs his hat this year that this team plays defense and they know how to dig down and force turnovers and mistakes by their opposition.
Yeah, and they're playing great defense so far, so mission accomplished so far because Halifax only got 11 points here. We've got 4 minutes left to go, so they're doing a great job defensively. You see, we've been talking about a little bit now. G. Carson, you got a couple of his hands in there, forced a couple steals in the last 2 times down the court. So they're getting the job done, and they're able to be very efficient. So if you get a team that's playing good defense and you're being efficient with your offense, man, it's hard to lose.
So it's a 9-point game. It's the largest for the Magic here at the Scotiabank Center alongside Matt Elliott and Joe Wells, Vince Williams on hand. And I'd like to thank all the viewers around the world and out there that are tuning into this broadcast, in particular the Magic fans at Classic Burger. They're in downtown Moncton where they have a viewing party of this game.
Okay. Oh, nice block by Billy.
Washington gets it back, and he will get the N1, and he'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. Attempt at least.
The replay here. Nice block by White on Kindred. Yeah, Washington's able. Carson poked at him, got him in the chest there.
Staying with it is Washington.
Good positioning underneath the basket for the young guy. Out of Iona.
The Gales by way of Queens, New York, and he completes the 3-point play. As Jordan averaging 11 points on the season for the Hurricanes in his rookie campaign.
Halifax needed that score off of that timeout. This is a team, this Moncton Magic team's too talented to let them go on any kind of a run or gain any kind of momentum.
Here's Taylor now, and that's a good move inside there. And that's a part of Denzel's game that gets, sometimes overlooked.
Yeah.
Is his ability to play with his back to the basket.
Yeah, that post game, he did a good job there of not. Oh wow, nice shot by Washington. He did a good job there of, he tried a few things and settled for the one that worked. Not that Washington played him bad, but Denzel Washington was able to take advantage of the fact that he wasn't getting off his feet. He put it up over top.
And this is the wrong guy that they can't allow to get hot this afternoon. Corey Allman, as he's able to knock down the shot from beyond the arc. Washington continuing the hot shooting. Jordan's got 7 now.
Good minutes off the bench. A lot of energy to Jordan Washington.
Herring Jr. 5 seconds to shoot. Pump fake, pull up, not
Nice
short at the
defense.
rim. Outstanding individual defense there by Joel. Edwards, who's checked into the game,
There
a nice
we go.
backdoor cut. Good pocket pass there to Joel, and he scores his first 2 of the afternoon. And it's a 5-point game now. Taylor to the rim, that's knocked
Nice
away
hands.
by Washington. Canes in transition, they have numbers. Watson, and he lays it in.
What a great pass that was by Kadar Edwards, though. I thought he was going to give it over to the man coming up on the wing. I think it was Kindred. And he was able to squeak it over to the right side. Nice finish by Watson.
So the Canes responding out of that timeout.
Are they ever?
It's a one-possession game now. As Almond knocks down the jump shot and has words for Kedar Edwards.
Jeez, he just pushed him. I can't believe that didn't get teed up for that. The ref must have missed it. He literally just pushed him.
And he's still John with Edwards.
I don't know if these two have a pass or something happened earlier.
All
You
of
know-
these two teams have a history.
Oh
Nice
my goodness.
spin move as the young fella able to
What a weapon that is.
spin and use the contact of the body, initiate it, and he spun to the basket and he gets it to go. He's got 9 now.
There's Taylor on the offensive glass.
Second chance opportunity coming up. Herring Jr. to the rim, and he'll almost get it to go down. Taylor with the second chance. He couldn't get it to go through. Here's Clinkscales now. Watson, pump fake, back to Clinkscales. Clink thought about putting it up. Watson, he'll
Oh
try
my.
from downtown. That's short, rebound by Carson.
Coach wasn't happy about that. And here
Magic
we go.
have numbers in transition, and it looks like we have a double foul, and they're continuing the jaw
Yeah.
is Edwards and Almond. Definitely some bad blood
Over
between
there.
these two.
See the reap now we want. We'll just see Carson going up there.
But you can see they had a 3-on-2 back the other way.
Yeah.
and
He ruined it.
who won that? I mean, right there, it
Yeah.
was a win for Halifax.
That's a win, for sure.
So 1:06 remaining in the opening quarter. DeVivier will check in for the first time for the Hurricanes. 3-point game, along with Thomas for the Magic. Evans, he barrels right into the chest of Watson. And Watson, once again, this is what you get from Tyrone.
Veteran play.
He will sacrifice the body here as he picks up the charge on Evans. So Evans picks up his third. We probably won't see Evans until the second half. And Corey Almond, not sure who he's talking to.
He's talking to Jim Mills by the looks of it.
Now he's talking to the owners of
I'm not sure what's going on now.
the Halifax Hurricanes. So Corey's definitely upset of what's going on right now. Him and Edwards continuing to have their conversation. Washington steps on the
line.
sideline there. And that's a turnover. So 54.5 seconds remaining in the quarter. 3-point game for the Magic. Asamoah's checked in for the first time for the Magic. Gentry now. Gentry, that's
Going.
stripped away by DeVivier. DeVivier now in transition. DeVivier, that's knocked away by the veteran Herring Jr.
He's lost his handle.
Thomas back the other way. He gets caught up in the air and he'll be
Wow.
called for too many steps. So good recovery and transition there by Washington, forcing the turnover by Thomas. So 27.5 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Halifax setting it up defensively now. They just got to get a couple points. You know, they've had a couple empty trips down here.
3 seconds difference in the shot clock and game clock. DeVivier now. 10 to shoot. Watson baseline. Goes up strong. That's knocked out of Watson's hand by Asamoah, but last touch by Watson.
Looked like Washington was looking for a little help to come there. Try to squeeze it in.
So Hurricanes unable to take advantage, get within one or tie this one up.
Yeah, the last few sets down, they've looked a little bit disorganized offensively.
And the clock has been reset to 7 seconds, remaining in the quarter. As Asamoah will inbound.
And
Thomas.
Allman
He's got to
and
hurry. Thomas taking his time. I don't think he knows how much time was on the clock. So an empty opportunity for the rookie. But it's a 3-point lead after 12 minutes here, Matt. As both of these teams were taking their shots in that quarter.
Yep.
Hurricanes got behind as much as 9 points, but they responded out of that timeout called by Mike Leslie. And now we're back to a 3-point game.
Yeah.
Magic have led throughout this game, though.
Yep. So Halifax that was a fantastic call. I don't know what Coach Leslie said during that timeout, but it was a big swing for them. It was a 13-7 swing after that in Halifax's favor. The game looked like it might have been running away from them, and now they're 24-27 within 3 points. What I'm interested to see how this game plays. There's still a lot of game left, and Kadar Edwards and Corey Allman have not stopped John at each other, even during stoppages of play. They're in the corner, so I'm interested to see what comes of that. Take a look at the stats there. Wow, look at the balance from Moncton.
Yeah, good balance all the way through. Corey Allman leading the way with 5 points, along with Denzel Taylor and Doug Herring Jr. and Wayne McCullough. They all have 5. Jahi's got 4. Billy White's got 3. On the other side for the Hurricanes, Washington led the way as he had an outstanding first 12 minutes coming off the bench for the Hurricanes.
Sure did.
He's got 9 points on 4 for 4 shooting from the field. Mike Poole's got 6. He's 3 for 6 from the field. Ramel Brown's got 3. KJ's got 2, starting in place of the injured Gabe Freeman. So some balanced scoring by both sides, but it was the response of both sides when they were able to make a run and making adjustments on the fly in the first 12 minutes.
Yeah, and Jordan Washington provided a great spark for them off the bench. He came in, gave him a lot of energy. You talked about the 9 points. He also grabbed 3 boards, and he played great defense as well. But, man, that spin move that he pulled coming down here, I think it was on Billy White. We've been seeing that all season, that spin move with his back to the basket. It's the first time we've really seen it kind of while he was in stride, and, man, it looked nice.
Now Washington providing a spark off the bench. 6'8" forward from Newark, New Jersey. As you mentioned, from Iona. Played in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference, was second team. And he comes over with an outstanding collegiate campaign, as he was the 2017 conference tournament. In that conference, he was the MVP in that Division I championship. So he's been to 2 Division I championships. Here's Washington now. Spin, jumper. That's a tough shot forced there by Taylor. That was batted around and battled for it. Allman now has it. Herring Jr. with the pump fake. Blow by, kick out to Thomas for 3. That's no good. Asamoah with the battle with him and Edwards. Asamoah with an outstanding positioning there, Matt.
You'll see the replay here. It's Thomas's 3. Down goes Asamoah. He's up. He's all right.
Edwards be called for his second personal. Poole almost stripped that one away from Allman.
And
you can just see the frustration on Allman's face. He's still frustrated of what happened in the first 12 minutes between him and Edwards. And Mike Poole's guarding him now.
I was going to say. You see, they took Kadar Edwards, put him on Herring now, but it looks like in Mike Poole guarding Corey Allman. Probably not a bad idea.
Kadar Edwards forces the turnover.
There you go. Good D.
Kadar, and another quick conversation. Man, this is going to go throughout the game. This is going to be something that we're going to have to pay attention to. Now, we had other different storylines with key matchups, as you mentioned, in that first quarter, but it's starting to spin over to these two.
Yeah.
Here's Edwards inside the Washington. He gets the bump and he gets the
touch.
baby hook to go down. Man, Jordan Washington's a man on a mission. He's got 11 now. He leads all scorers. Is Jordan.
High energy player.
1 point game now. Allman off the pick and roll. Herring Jr. Pump fake, forces
Nice
a tough
D.
shot there by Watson. He wanted the foul, none coming. Here's Poole in transition. Watson to the rim, and he
wow.
banks it in.
Great strength by the big man.
As he was able to turn the corner inside the paint, and
Yeah.
Tyrone will make no mistake in that close, and the Hurricanes take their first lead.
Great body control by the big piece. And look at that.
Again,
Big
Watson,
Halifax win. That's got to be a jump ball.
and a scramble for the loose ball, tie up. And the possession arrow will favor the Magic. They'll retain possession here as Isaiah Tate will check in for the first time.
See the
Billy White
replay
will
here.
check back in.
There's Watson. Does a good job with that body control, gets around. He's quick for a big man.
Very nimble is Watson. And the ability to get the job done in that painted area.
Former
He shoots at a very high percentage, Tyrone, that is. He's amongst the league leaders year in, year out in that category. As Herring Jr. drives to the rim, and he is fouled on his way there.
I'm not sure if they're going to give it to Duvivier. If they're going to, no, they gave it to KJ. Yeah, looked like it.
Well, it looked like it, maybe that little push in the back there.
Yeah, I thought it might have been Duvivier.
They did give it to Malcolm. That's his first personal.
They did give it to him. There we go.
Herring makes the first. That's its second trip to the free throw line this afternoon. And he goes 1 for 2. KJ checking back in for the Hurricanes. Duvivier for 3, and that's no good. Rebound by Poole. White picks off of that attempt.
Thought he got fouled. Oh,
Edwards
look at that.
picks it back. Edwards to the rim, and he throws it down.
Oh, man.
Kedar Edwards with the emphatic slam. As he was able to
Beautiful
pick off
play.
that errant pass by Billy White. And Kedar throws it down with authority. Allman now. Pull up. Too strong. Rebound by Poole. Edwards inside the KJ. Back to Edwards. Reversal, just a little short. Gets it back though. And he is
Foul
fouled
call.
on that pass attempt. It looks like on Taylor. But Kedar Edwards picking up his game here in this second quarter, Matt.
Check the replay there with the steal and the flush. Billy didn't even want to get up. He might have had a chance to block it. Didn't want to be in the poster. Here we see it again. You held up, Billy White.
Throwing it down with authority is Kedar Edwards. As Joel Kindred will check in for Edwards. And he'll go to the bench. We get a good round of applause by the Scotiabank faithful.
And rightly so. He played some fantastic minutes.
9:06
minutes.
remaining. Edwards has been a very good role in the reserve role. He's been outstanding
He's
since
been
checking in.
fantastic.
We got a good look at him in the first game between these two teams, and he made some impact that night as well.
What a pass.
Outstanding pass there by Kindred. Unselfish basketball. And Joe Salerno wants to talk it over as the Hurricanes take a 4-point lead. It's their largest in this game.
Yeah, I can't blame him. Like I said, you don't want to. Any good coach doesn't want to let the other team go on runs. Halifax has been fantastic coming out of the gate here in the second quarter. Remember, Moncton led by as much as 9, and they looked like they were fully in control of the game. Halifax has turned things around, mostly off the energy from the bench guys, Washington and Kedar Edwards.
And it's going to be key. Both teams have outstanding reserves.
Fantastic
And they
reserves,
get the job done coming off the bench, and they provided sparks and won games in this season, respectively. And this is not the only game around the National Basketball League of Canada, as we have a couple late starts in Ontario. And let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Bounty Print.
All right, so no scores yet. Those games haven't started, but the games that we will be talking to you about here when they do start. Sudbury is hosting the Windsor Express.
The Five have been outstanding in their inaugural season.
They sure have, yeah. And the London Lightning at home to the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. And those games start at 2 p.m. Eastern time, so just in a little bit.
And both of those teams, the Titans and the Lightning, off to a slow start at the start of this season. London, the defending champions, as they were able to beat the Halifax Hurricanes in the 7-game series last year.
What a series that was.
At Scotiabank Center. Interesting matchup though today in that game, as on late last evening, Joe Friesenladdie signed with the KW Titans, so he'll be in the lineup this afternoon, returning to London where he's won 2 championships.
Yeah, former Halifax Hurricane. Friesenladdie was with Halifax when they won as well, was he not?
Exactly,
He's got
3 championships as Friesenladdie. So good luck to him. Joel, one of the good guys in the National Basketball League of Canada.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Always make sure he comes over to the bench to talk to you and I before or after each game.
So the Magic coming out of the timeout looking for a response here. Hurricanes on a little mini run here. Allman gets bumped, pulls up for 3, he's fouled.
Ooh.
And that attempt almost looked like it had a chance to go down, as he'll have 3 free throws at the line here.
And we'll see the replay of this. Yeah, that's the right call.
Veteran move by Corey Allman.
And I'd forgotten, I mean, that's one of his primary weapons that he uses. He used that a lot last year. Him and Antoine Mason seemed like the 2 guys that were particularly good at drawing the defender up and getting that foul on the 3-pointer.
Yeah, the man from Sam Houston State, perfect on the season from the charity stripe. Corey, a prolific three-point shooter in this league. He can get it done and dial it up quickly from beyond the arc.
Yeah. He had a game there here in Halifax, I believe, in the finals.
He had a few games here.
But in the finals particularly, I believe it was, which I don't think he could miss.
So he drains all 3. 1-point game now. KJ facing up Taylor. That's a tough shot there forced by Taylor. Can't get it to go down. Allman with the rebound. Here's Carson now. Over to Tate. Tate with the blow-by to the rim, and he barrels right into the chest of Joel Kindred as the rookie able to pick up that charge there.
Yeah.
And that's a game. That's part of Joel's game that sometimes goes unnoticed. His ability to play defense on the other end. He can score. He can fill it up. We have seen it. He's averaging 16 points a game.
Yeah.
But he does those little things defensively as well.
Well, he's a savvy basketball player all around, as Kindred. He doesn't take many bad shots. I mean, which is evidenced by his 3-point percentage right now. He doesn't just chuck, right? Yeah. He's a smart basketball player all around.
And that's second
Watson better get
in the
this off
league.
quick.
Watson turns it over. Tate now to the basket. And that's a tough shot forced there by KJ.
Oh, DeVivier.
DeVivier with the steal. Kane's got numbers in transition. Pull up. DeVivier, he drains it. Man, Malcolm DeVivier, outstanding decision in transition, is the man from Akron, the Zip. I always like to zip that one in there.
Getting a lot of minutes today.
As DeVivier from Ontario. He's had an outstanding run as a young fella.
Sure
was
has.
on the under-16 Canadian national team that won bronze at the FIBA championships.
He's played ball at some high levels.
Very high level, as he played a few seasons with Oregon State before finishing out his final year at the collegiate level at the NC2A level with the Akron Zips.
And he's filled in nicely at the point for Clinkscales so far this season. That's one thing Halifax, they've had a hard time really, let's be honest, in the last few years of finding that guy that could be that pure guy that stepped in to spell Cliff Clinkscales as a point guard. I mean, you had Antoine Mason, but he wasn't a pure point guard. You had Taquan Zimmerman, again, not a pure point guard. But so far, DeVivier has done well filling in that job.
Did an outstanding job defensively on that last trip by the Magic down. Forced a tough shot. An outstanding run-out pass there, stretch pass to Washington, who continues his hot shooting. Washington leads all scorers with 13 now on 6 of 7 shooting from the field. Allman to Carson, 1 second to shoot. Carson forces up and he drains it. Tough shot there by Jahi to beat the shot clock.
He'll kill you, Jahi Carson.
So it's a 3-point game now. Largest has been 6 for the Hurricanes and 9 for the Magic. Poole, that shot can't go down, and Taylor, he comes up with the rebound, and Washington's call for the reach. That's Jordan's second. Team's fourth. 6:06 remaining here in the second quarter. Alongside Matt Elliott and Joe Wells, Vince Williams on hand, and the Silver Screen crew here at Scotiabank Center for the third game between these two teams. Magic lead the season series 2-0, and they've won those first 2 games, Matt, by an average of 27 points. But it's a different Hurricanes team in game number 3.
Yep, and that's what I was. That was going to be the most interesting thing for me coming into this one is seeing how they match up. This is an entirely different team. Jawara wasn't there. Now Gabe Freeman's not on the court, but he wasn't in those games.
Brown as well.
Wow, what a pass.
Nice backdoor cut and finish at the rim by Taylor. Heads up play there by Carson. You can't give Carson that type of airspace to make that pass.
No, and you got to make sure you're ready to get into that passing lane.
Dribble hand off to Kindred, stolen by Allman. Allman in transition. Allman to the rim. The reversal can't go down. Kindred did a good job of bothering that attempt at the rim. Poole now. Washington trying to back down Taylor. He's bumped, but he's called for too many steps, and I'm not sure. And
just got teed up.
Washington, the rookie, the young fella, the rookie mistake here, a little overzealous after the whistle, but you can see Denzel Taylor, the veteran savvy, not giving in to those antics after the whistle, just walking away.
Yeah, Denzel Taylor won that matchup.
So some growing pains continuing for Jordan Washington. He's been outstanding offensively this afternoon, but that was definitely a rookie mistake there.
And Vince, I was this close. I was about to comment how Washington had been playing a very disciplined game. It's probably his more disciplined game that he's played so far because he tends to get fouls quickly, right? He only had 2 at this point, and then not a minute later, unfortunately, he comes up with the tech. Still playing a great game. He'll be back. I'm sure Coach Leslie, actually Gabe Freeman, who's put him under his wing all game.
So Mike Leslie is teed up as Alonzo Wright tees him up, and he's continuing to get his 2 cents in.
Yeah.
As Leslie is not happy, so tempers flaring on the court and along the sidelines as well, Matt.
Yeah, and you see it right now that Halifax Hurricanes going in and having a little talk there at center court.
Trying to regroup here.
Yeah.
Continuing to build on this momentum as Alman knocks down the free throw.
Yeah, it's one thing to let another team skill or to get beat on the court. It's another thing to let your temper get the best of you and give the other team free passes, free looks.
So tied up here, low scoring game, 36 apiece. Alman to the rim.
Nice touch.
And he gets that floater to go down, and the conversation ensues. I think that Alman's not going to give up the talking this afternoon until the final buzzer.
That's right. He's playing well, though.
So 2-point game. Magic take back the lead. Kindred off the screen, dribble hand off the Poole. 5 seconds to shoot. KJ to the rim. He faces up Taylor, and he's bumped, but he's called for too many steps.
Showing a bit of rust to be expected.
As Herring Jr. will check back for the Magic. Tate will go to the bench. Kedar Edwards comes in for the Canes, as Joel Kindred will sit down. 4:39 remaining in the second quarter. It's been back and forth between these two teams. A very heated rivalry between the Magic and the Hurricanes. As close friends, Mike Leslie and Joe Salerno go head to head once again. 3 balls no good from downtown by Alman. Had a good look coming off that screen. You can't give Alman that type of airspace from that distance.
Dodge a bullet there. Nice pass by DeVivie. Another pass there by
Lou Field can't get that one to go down. As Mishak with his first action of the afternoon.
Edwards
for 3, bang, and he knocks it in, and he has a conversation and a stare down with Corey Alman all the way down the court on the defensive end.
The tension is high.
Canes up by 1 now.
He's all over Carson now.
Carson swings at the Herring Jr. Good catch by Doug. Doug now trying to go to work. Spins to the lane. Can't get it to go in, but there's that man again, number 5, Denzel Taylor, with the tap in.
The offensive rebound machine is Denzel Taylor.
Seems to be in position all the time as Denzel.
Just plays good basketball. Does his job. Not a whole lot of flash to it. Doug Herring Jr.
Just puts his hard hat on and goes to work.
That's right.
Is Taylor.
And Corey Allman's going to take a step off now. Wayne McCullough coming in.
So Wayne will check in as Clint Scales, the captain, he's back on the floor. Malcolm with some quality minutes. DeVivier would sit down now, who seems like will be the rest of the first half with 3:16 remaining.
That was
Edwards, he's bumped to Mishak. Mishak with
Nice
the reversal
finish.
and down. Good to see Mishak get it done.
Yes,
the product
sir.
from Cape Breton University.
Yeah, forced into earlier action than we're used to seeing him come in.
His
It's a
first
big
2
body.
points, and the rejection, and that's into the front row on the sideline there by Edwards from behind.
Kadar Edwards is all over the court right now, Vince.
Yeah, he's played outstanding. I mean, the back and forth, jawing between him and Allman has definitely sparked the play of Edwards.
That's right.
So 1 point lead for the Hurricanes. Here's McCullough to the rim, and he's bumped, but it's rejected there by Mishak. Didn't think he had the call there, but
Coach Wells doesn't seem to think so either. Let's see the replay.
Looked like a little bit of a bump initially on the first.
Yeah, I think
right around the free throw line there. They let it go, but once they saw that shot was being thrown into the front row, it was a late whistle. So Wayne hits the first.
He's a pretty good free throw shooter, is Wayne McCullough.
83% to be exact, the man from Colorado Christian. And Wayne gets both of them to go down. The Magic take the lead once again, so it's back and forth here in the latter part of this second quarter. Lufiel, hook, no good. Put back is there by Edwards. Edwards moving without the basketball. Was able to get inside the veteran of Herring Jr., and he puts that put back off the glass and in. Herring Jr. now trying to respond. Off the pick and roll to Taylor, and that's rejected there by Poole. Edwards in transition. Edwards. He's all bottled up inside the loop. And it looks like Edwards is called for too many steps, though. Good recovery there in transition by the Magic.
That's a great recovery.
When the Canes had numbers in transition.
And
Taylor getting behind the defense, and that's blocked off the rim, but he's fouled, and it looks like it's going to go on Edwards.
Halifax fell asleep there in transition a little bit because Taylor snuck right in behind. Carson's, okay. Wide open. Yeah, that's a foul.
Heads up play once again by Jahi. Denzel makes the first. Taylor on the season. Struggled a little bit from the free throw line at 54%. Able to get the first one to go down.
Getting
he makes both.
Game.
So Joel checks in for the Hurricanes. 2:03 remaining. 1 point game in favor of the Magic.
Good ball game so far.
Asamoah will come in. Taylor will get a rest. Well-deserved rest for Denzel.
Yes, I'd say
with
so.
some outstanding minutes. Got 11 points on 4 of 7 shooting with 5 rebounds. And he's 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. Herring Jr. now. To White. White is met at the rim by Lufiel. As he was able to bobber that.
Too.
Poole coming on the help side. He's a sneaky defender on the help line is Mike Poole.
He'll come out of nowhere on you.
And he can get up to block your shot or alter it. Aforementioned Poole now.
Mike Poole gets a lot of blocks on bigs because they don't see him coming. He usually comes from the peripheral. Oh my.
Clint Scales turns it over, and that's a good foul in transition.
Yeah.
As they were out the open floor, 2-on-1 back the other way is Carson and Herring Jr. Salerno wants a clear path foul, but it's not coming. Hurricanes are in the penalty, though,
Still
so
gotta get
Jahi
two
will
shots.
step up and shoot 2.
Yeah. Mike Poole, you got to make that. I mean, defensively, that's what you got to do, right?
So Poole picks up his first personal. Carson will go to the line to shoot 2. Jahi makes the first. And he makes the second. So Carson's got 8 points for the Magic, along with 4 assists. Kindred off the glass
nice
and in.
touch off the glass.
That was a tough shot as he was able to blow by Wayne McCullough. As Joel went high off the glass and gets it to go down. Under a minute now remaining in the quarter. 1 point game for the Magic. White to the rim. That shot is altered there by KJ. Clint Scales now. Over to KJ, he'll swing it to Poole. And that pass is airmailed by KJ to Kindred. And a turnover for the Hurricanes. Mike Leslie will, it's Joe Salerno will call timeout. He'll talk it over here. A difference of, it looks like 7 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. So Joe Salerno will draw up something here, but back and forth in this first 24 minutes between these two teams. We've seen some good things, but we've seen some not so good things between these two teams as we got a 1 point game now.
Yeah, and when I look at the stats right now, what's standing out to me, we're talking about defense and efficiency and stuff like that. If I look at the team stats right now, you see Halifax has 14 turnovers. Where are we here? Yeah, 15 turnovers off that last one to the Magic's 8. You know, not a clean team for both teams, but obviously the Magic, you know, in the 7 turnover differential. But the big time one here is 9 steals. So some of those 9 of those turnovers have been steals by the Moncton Magic. Halifax only had 4. So the Moncton Magic is doing a great job of doing what you were saying earlier, playing that defense and putting that high pressure defense on Halifax, and they're forcing the turnovers and they're getting the steals. 9 steals in a half is pretty good.
Magic come into this game 3-0 on the road away from the Avenir Center. They are on a 7-game winning streak to start this season, trying to chase down the 2 records that are ahead of them. The Hurricanes with 9 in that 2016-17 season, and the London Lightning with 11. That's the league high. They got it done in 11 and 12. But Coach Joe Salerno, they're not worrying about the streak, he said. They're just trying to take it quarter by quarter, possession by possession, and just win the game at hand. McCullough now, inside to White. He loses the handle, gets it back. 10 seconds to shoot now. Herring Jr., he's bumped by KJ, and that's a tough foul.
That is a tough call
for the Hurricanes, as Herring Jr. will go to the free throw line.
How many is that on Jawar now? It's his 3rd. I don't know if we're going to see the replay of that, but I'm not too sure where that foul happened.
It might have been the right call. There's a little bit too much contact closing out on that pick and roll. Herring Jr. gets the friendly bounce on the first. His 3rd trip to the free throw line in the first half is Doug. And he goes 1 for 2. So he continued to struggle from that area. Here's Clint Scales now. Under 10 seconds left in the quarter. Poole, shot too strong, and that's rebounded by Asamoah. He turns it over, Kindred! Oh, and that was almost in as he had to kind of short arm that attempt to beat the clock. But it's a 2-point lead for the Magic after 24 minutes. Back and forth in this one, and we've talked about it plenty in the first 24 minutes. So it should be a very interesting second half, as we have a very low scoring game between these two teams.
Right.
Magic come into this game averaging 104 points a game. On the other side, the Hurricanes 95. So something has to give in the second half of this game, man.
Yeah, both these teams are averaging right now, or are on pace to score below their average. So you're right. It's been a defensive matchup so far. Going to see if the floodgates open up offensively for one side or both. Let's see what happens.
So we'll step aside and take a break, but we'll return. Stay with us. Thank you for watching Hurricanes basketball here on the Hurricanes YouTube channel. And we'll be back. Welcome back to Halifax inside Scotiabank Center for the National Basketball League of Canada. Action here this afternoon. Halifax Hurricanes taking on the 7-0 Moncton Magic. And after 24 minutes, the Magic lead 47-45. We're just about underway here at Scotiabank Center alongside Joe Wells and Matt Elliott, Vince Williams on hand. And Coach, after 24 minutes, your thoughts of those first 24 minutes as we have a 2-point ball game here. Halifax start the half with a turnover.
Yeah, start the half with an offensive foul. I mean, right now the fouls are hurting them. They haven't. Moncton's been to the line 20 times in the first half. Halifax to the line 4. So they need to get a little more penetration and get the contact and get the call.
Ramel Brown picking up his third personal. He only played 6 minutes in the first 24, but it's been the outstanding play off the bench by Jordan Washington picking up the slack. He led all scorers with 13. McCullough's three's no good. Good closeout there by Kindred. So you mentioned to me off camera that, and KJ knocks down his first three as a member of the Hurricanes, that Halifax were lucky to be in the position that they are right now.
Yeah, 2 points at half is about as good as you could get based on the play in the first half, and we'll take what we can get. In that case, in terms of efficiency, both teams were scoring at about an equal clip in the first half, so it was percentage-wise, it was a 2-point game.
Herring Jr.'s attempt's no good and blocked at the rim, but fouled as Kindred rose up to block that shot, but gained a little bit too much contact on McCullough. Looked like a good block from here and on the replay, Coach.
Yeah, not much contact on that. I mean,
the follow through maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But the initial shot off the glass attempt there by McCullough looked like it was clean, as he misses the first, Wayne, that is, on a pair of free throws.
Maybe some poetic justice there.
So McCullough trying to go 1 for 2 here. And he does. Wayne's got 8 now for the Magic. Tied up. We had multiple lead changes. We had 8 lead changes in the first 24 minutes. Halifax led as much as 5, and the Magic as of 9 in that first 24 minutes. It's been back and forth. Clint Scales knocks down his first jumper of the afternoon. Clint Scales, a little bit of a quiet game thus far here for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, they're gonna play off a cliff, which they did all the first half. He's going to have to take that shot when it's presented to him.
KJ in transition, nice bounce pass, but a rejection and a foul. So poetic justice back the other way, as McCullough thought he had that shot blocked off the glass. And let's take a look.
Yeah, that's about the same as the other one. So
what can you say about the play of KJ in his first action here this afternoon? That was an outstanding no-look pass in transition by the big fella, 6'8" from North Carolina Central.
Yeah, he's. This is his first game in actual competition, so it's going to take him a while to get acclimatized to things, and it's very difficult coming from practice for a long time, and he was injured, so he's got to get his rhythm back and get the feel for the game.
So Kindred makes both. White going to work on Brown, and that was high off the glass with the left hand, and that's the positioning that Brown can't afford to give up to White that deep inside the paint.
No, he's going to have to stand in there with Billy and bump him off of that block.
Brown nows. Kindred off the screen, turns the corner on Evans, draws the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot too. Evans just in a bad positioning there as the quicker man, Joel, able to beat him to the rim off of that screen.
Yeah, he didn't get his feet set and wasn't in position to cut off the baseline, which is, I think that's his 4th foul.
Yeah, tough afternoon here for Nick Evans. Picks up his 4th personal. He'll have to go back to the bench Picked up 3 quick ones in the first quarter. But some outstanding play in the reserve role by number 5, Denzel Taylor.
Taylor is always a challenge to guard, especially keeping him off the offensive boards. He goes as hard as anybody in this league to the offensive board.
Joel misses both. Taylor, in the first 24 minutes, 11 points on 4 for 7 shooting with 5 rebounds. McCullough on the swing, 3, and he knocks it through. So McCullough pulling that shot from downtown, and McCullough, he's 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. He's got 14.
Yeah, he can stroke it from out there, and Hurricanes are going to have to get that defensive rotation down a little tighter.
Clint Scales. Pick and roll, kick out. Poole's got to put it up to beat the buzzer. Left it short at the rim. Taylor with another rebound. McCullough in transition, and he barrels right into the chest of Mike Poole. So Poole, after that missed shot, able to get back on defense, and he steps in and take the charge.
Excellent transition there by Mike Poole. He got himself back down the floor in time to get into position and take the lane away from the man.
So a 1-point lead for the Magic, able to rustle away this lead. Get it back, that is, after the Canes went off to a 4-0 run to start the half. KJ kick out to Clinkscales. 5 to shoot. KJ facing up Taylor. Top shot forced there by Denzel. McCullough back the other way in transition, and he lays it up and in.
Usually the way you get that shot that you don't make, and they come out of there running, and it's a layup at the other end. But he's going to have to get into the body a little more to finish that shot off.
3-point lead now for the Magic. Clint Scales to the rim, and he's fouled on his way, as Carson will be called for the foul. And Cliff will go to the line for the first time this afternoon, as Tyrone Watson will check in for the first time this in the second half, that is. As KJ will go to the bench. Watson has been outstanding in the reserve role for the Hurricanes this season, and we mentioned this last broadcast between the Hurricanes and the Edge. He's played outstanding off the bench in that role, Coach.
Yeah, he's coming in and that role is keeping him fresh. He's not getting worn down in the games, and we're getting some good minutes off of Ty when he comes in.
As Clint Scales able to knock both of those through. So a 1-point game now for the Magic. As you mentioned, Watson, 11 points off the bench, shooting 48% from the field. McCullough now. Looks like he wants to go one-on-one with Poole. Gets the screen. And an outstanding closeout there off the pick and roll by Ramel Brown, cutting him off, not allowing him to turn that corner, and forces the turnover.
Yeah, the sideline ice was there, and they forced him to step out of bounds on that. And then the transition going the other way for Joel.
And that's the measurement of good defense, turning good defense in an outstanding offense, as Joel was able to finish at the rim, and the Hurricanes wrestle back the lead. White for 3, that's short, rebound by Brown. Clint Scales now. Watson facing up White. Brown now, he'll try to go to work on White. Spin to the basket, and one, count it. As Ramel was able to fight through the contact. Not a lot of quality minutes, as I mentioned at the start of this quarter for Ramel, only 6. But he's trying to get his game going here in the second half, and that was an outstanding take to the rim on White.
Yeah, he got his man exactly where he wanted him, on the block, and that gave him room for the drop step that we work on a lot in practice, and contact, and the basket's down.
So Brown attempt to complete the 3-point play here. A little strong there off the left side. Taylor with the rebound. 3-point game for the Hurricanes as we continue to go back and forth in this one. Both of these teams coming in with a streak. Canes won 4, and the Magic with 7 to start the season. Canes in transition have numbers. Kindred to the rim, and that's knocked out of bounds there by Herring Jr. as Doug was able to get back in defense in transition. Canes had a 4-on-2, and that was an outstanding individual effort defensively by Herring Jr. to get a hand in there.
Yeah, you gotta keep that ball up, shoulder height. Joel got it down, and as I say, if you're a big, you can't get that ball down below your waist. That's where the rats live, and they're there to go after it.
Loose cheese hanging around down there.
Exactly.
Clint Scales off the screen. Poole faces up. Taylor gives it back to Clint Scales. 10 seconds to shoot. Got to go to work. Watson tried to back down Taylor, and it looks like Carson, excuse me. Carson trying to guard the bigger man in Watson, and Carson will be called for the foul.
Likely a good foul on his part, because if he didn't take the foul, he was going to have Watson with the ball within 2 feet of the basket.
Off the inbound, tough shot forced by Taylor. That rejection there by Brown on Carson, and Billy White showing a little frustration here as he's fouled. Not sure if he got the shot attempt or in the act of shooting. It's not, so it'll be Magic ball on the baseline. Clint Scales first personal, team's third. Good inbound there, and White is fouled on that shot attempt. So he gained great position on the baseline, and that was an easy entry pass from the baseline, Coach.
Yeah, they came off the screen and they didn't communicate on that, which gave Billy the easy one, but we'll see if it was a good foul or not here in a second.
Clint Scales with his second personal. White rattles out the first, and you might have put the whammy on White.
So
he's
far,
a
so
71% free throw shooter on the season, Billy that is. And Billy misses both, so the tough shooting continuing for White on the afternoon. He entered this afternoon's game averaging 17 points for the Magic. Struggling to find his shooting range. He's 2 for 9 from the field with 5 points and a rebound, and 1 for 4 from the charity stripe. So a tough afternoon thus far for Billy White. Poole for 3, no good. Rebound by White. Here's Herring Jr. now across the timeline. Baseline. Carson. Reversal, and he gets enough English off the glass to get that one to go down. Outstanding finish there at the rim by Jahi as he was able to split the defense amongst the trees.
And that was just a matter of having your defender watching the play instead of watching you. He went right off the back and easy lane to the basket on that one.
So immediate timeout, 1-point game in favor of the Hurricanes. It's been back and forth. Both of these teams taking their shots at each other, but it's a low-scoring game, Coach. Not a lot of flow by both of these teams, but it's been the outstanding coaching by Salerno and Leslie. When there is a run, they're calling the timely timeout to talk things over, to break up that momentum.
Yeah, it's a grind-out game. There's no question. This is the fourth time these two teams have faced one another. They know what the other guy is capable of. They know what to expect. And they're starting to get an idea of where they need to be defensively to counteract what the other team is doing. So, I mean, that while it's good defense, sometimes it's not the best basketball to watch because nobody's scoring 120 points. But it's good basketball in terms of being able to stop the momentum of the other team.
We're a few ticks away from winning time, but if there is going to be something that's going to be part of this storyline in your perspective, what would it be? I mean, we're talking about defense right now. It's a bit of a struggle. This is the pro game. At some point, you got to expect that the offense is going to have to pick up.
Well, the offense will pick up. I mean, this is what we've been drilling. Halifax started the season being able to play a half, and then we progressed to having the momentum to play 3 quarters. Now we're looking to get a full game in with the intensity from one end to the other. as opposed to the lapses that have occurred when we played Moncton so far this year.
Yeah, it's been a struggle in the first few ball games between these two teams for the Hurricanes. As we mentioned at the top of this broadcast, 0-2 on the season are the Canes versus the Magic at an average of 27 points. But this is a much different Hurricanes team in this afternoon's matchup, as they picked up a couple, actually more than a couple, few acquisitions after the initial training camp, Mike Leslie did, to shape this team into what it is now. So out of the timeout, Canes with possession. Here's Brown. Off the glass, and that was an errant shot forced by White. Herring Jr. now in transition. Hand off to Carson. Carson found space. He puts up the jumper. Tough shot forced there by the Dubivier, who's checked in for the first time this afternoon. Excuse me, in the second half, that is. And Kedar Edwards as well. Edwards had some outstanding play in the first 24 minutes for the Canes. That was all sparked by a conversation, and there's the affirmation. Edwards, as he was able to lay it up and in, him and Corey Almond exchanged a lot of pleasantries in between whistles and plays.
Yeah, they were talking about the weather a lot in the first half, and it's just part of the game, you know.
And it sparked something in Kedar Edwards. He had an outstanding first 24 minutes. He's got 9 now on 4-6 shooting from the field.
Yeah, I mean these guys have a lot of pride in their play, and they don't like to be shown up at all.
Edwards coming into this season, a rookie from University of Tennessee Martin. Edwards with the offensive rebound. Second chance here on this possession for the Hurricanes. Brown now. Trying to back down White, bump, second bump, baseline, Edwards banks it in through the contact. Outstanding patience there by Ramel Brown, but a good cut there on the short corner by Kedar Edwards and waiting for that attempt.
Yeah, Kedar faded to the short corner, which is what you should do when the big is working his man inside there, and as soon as the defender turned his back, he went straight to the basket for the easy one.
As Edwards completes the three-point play, and he's playing at a very high level coming off the bench, and he's been doing it since game number 1.
Yeah, and reach in foul there. I mean, you just get down and direct the man at center. There's no upside to reaching in on that one.
And Jordan Washington will check in for the first time in the second half for Ramel Brown. Washington was outstanding in the first 24 minutes. Quality start for the rookie, Jordan Washington, coach.
Yeah, Jordan's been working a lot on his game, and we're starting to see some good things from Jordan. I see nothing but an upside in Jordan. He's going to become better as the season goes along.
So Edwards has to sit down. He picks up his 4th personal. 3:40 remaining here in the third. Herring Jr. now trying to back down Clint Scales, as Herring Jr. was a little short with that initial shot. A scramble for the loose ball. A tie-up between him and Washington. And possession arrow will favor, but it looks like it's going to favor the Hurricanes.
Yeah, they've been doing well with I think the Hurricanes have started every quarter of this game with the ball because of a jump ball situation somewhere through the quarter.
So the outstanding hustle there by Washington. 6-point lead is the largest for the Hurricanes. Washington can't get that mid-range to go down. Herring Jr. now. Taylor to the rim. He's met by Washington, and he takes it away. Back the other way in transition. Kindred can't get that one to go down. Thought he was fouled by McCullough from behind. Here's Almond now. He tried to pull the trigger. Herring Jr. pulls it from downtown. Rebound by Wayne McCullough, and he'll force the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line. So Wayne McCullough outstanding on the defensive end, and then getting back into the play on the offensive end. What do you make of Wayne McCullough and his maturation in this league?
I'm impressed with McCullough. He just he brings his lunch pail every day and he just comes to work. He plays tough at both ends of the floor and he's always down there first on transition.
Seems to be in the right position in most cases. Is the man from Colorado Christian. So he makes the first. And he'll knock down both. So McCullough's got 15 on the afternoon on 4 or 5 shooting with 5 rebounds. And he's 2 for 3 from beyond the arc. Clint Scales, no basket as he doesn't get the continuation. So Allman will pick up the personal. That's his second. Magic over the limit. So the Hurricanes will shoot free throws the rest of the way with 2:40 remaining here in the third. Clint Scales with his first trip to the free throw line this afternoon. Excuse me, his second. So he misses the first. Cliff comes in this afternoon shooting 33%, and that's not a mistake. That's at limited attempts, though.
Yeah. Early in the season, but he did get his body into the man, which is what's going to draw the foul on that penetration down the lane.
So he goes 1 for 2, and checking into the game for the first time this afternoon is number 20, Robinson Oduk Opong, who's had some spurts where he's been outstanding coming off the bench for Mike Leslie, coach.
Yeah, he can stroke the three-point shot.
Opong, the man from Rogers State by way of Quebec City, the Canadian. White now. Watson stood his ground and a putback. 2 hands is down by that man, Wayne McCullough, not being blocked out, and he rises above everybody to throw down a two-handed.
Yeah, if you don't put a body on him, he's going to be at the rim.
You have mentioned it several times, the outstanding motor by Wayne McCullough as Jordan Washington's fouled. Looked like the reach is going to be called on Herring Jr. He's not happy with that decision. That's his first personal, and Jordan Washington will step up to the free throw line to shoot 2. Jordan's had an outstanding basketball game this afternoon. If there was anything that he might have done wrong, would have been that technical foul in that first half, but he's got 13 points thus far on 6 of 8 shooting with 5 rebounds. And he goes 1 for 2. So not an empty trip there for Jordan. He's got 14 now. Just under 2 minutes remaining. It's a 4-point game in favor of the Hurricanes. Herring Jr. off the pick and roll. Pull up, and he'll rattle that one down. Great patience there by the veteran Herring Jr. as he was able to handle and wait for that airspace to get enough airspace to knock it down, and that's what veterans do.
Yeah, and Halifax have got to get into some offensive sets that are going to give them some good looks at the basket. They can't afford to score 1 point on a foul and give up 2 or 3 at the other end.
DeVivier puts up the tough shot, but he gets it back the other way, and an easy two-handed slam in transition for Jordan Washington. So DeVivier one end had to force up the tough jumper, couldn't get it to go down, but he did outstanding on the defensive end, getting back in transition with the steal. So under a minute to go here in the third. Right to the rim. It's too strong. The putback is there, but it couldn't get it to go down was Taylor. Watson now in transition. Watson to the rim. He left that short. McCullough with the rebound, and both teams looking to run now. Allman, he'll pull the trigger for 3. Misses. Rebound is there, and the easy putback and lay-in for Billy White. So it's back to a 2-point game. Difference of 6 seconds on the shot clock and game clock here. DeVivier turns the corner, and he'll finish with the finger roll. Outstanding decision there by the rookie Malcolm DeVivier off of the pick and roll action.
Very quick on that penetration step, Malcolm is. He's all of a sudden you blink, he's by you.
Didn't waste time turning the corner. 4 seconds left in the quarter. Kick out. Allman pulls the trigger. Bang! And he knocks it down right between the eyes to end the quarter. And he'll dial up from distance there. So just when things were looking on the up and up for the Hurricanes, a mistake, a breakdown defensively, and a wide open look from beyond the arc by one of the most lethal shooters from that distance as Allman closed out the quarter to put the Magic within one entering the fourth, Coach.
Yeah, that was just slow rotation on defense, and in this league, if you get that ball going around the top, you cannot stand and watch the pass. You must be moving when that ball is in the air. We emphasize that with them all the time. The ball is in the air. The ball is being passed. You cannot wait until that pass gets to the destination before you're there to close out. And we see the results when, especially when somebody like Allman gets that shot. He doesn't need much time to get it off.
He doesn't need much airspace as Allman, and he is outstanding from that distance. As he closed out the quarter on a strong note there for Joe Salerno and the Magic, looking to make it 8 straight to start this campaign. As he's got 14, Allman that is, with 2 for 4 from beyond the arc, 4 of 8 shooting on the afternoon. But we got 12 minutes left here in this game. It's been back and forth, a low scoring game. At times the defense has been taking over, but you got to think that with the offense in the last few minutes of that third quarter, the offense is starting to come on now, and things are starting to be figured out by both sides, Coach.
Yeah, it's going to be who can keep the defensive intensity up in the fourth quarter. And as I say, it's a grind-out game. Every possession is important. You can't afford to have empty possessions where you're not getting a quality shot off. And the team that gets the quality shots off in this fourth quarter is the one that's going to walk away with it.
So that is the coach right there, and thanks for joining us with the third member of our broadcast, as always, here at Scotiabank Center for Halifax Hurricanes TV on their YouTube channel. And the timely analysis of the offense efficiencies by Coach Joe Wells. So after 3, the Hurricanes with a narrow lead, a 1-point lead to start the fourth. It's 69-68 as we're just about set to start the fourth. As Matt Elliott joins me now back into the broadcast booth.
Hello, hello.
Very interesting third quarter there, Matt, between these two teams. But we've seen some good things and not so good things as the Canes start on the defensive side to start this fourth, as Nick Evans, who has been in foul trouble all afternoon, able to finish with the hook here to open up this fourth quarter.
How about Wayne McCullough that quarter?
Wayne McCullough, you mentioned it. He's played outstanding, and like I said at the top of the broadcast, Joe Salerno has been happy with the productivity by Wayne McCullough, but this man right here, Jordan Washington, is having a game. The rookie from Iona, as he was able to draw the contact. Now he'll go back to the line to complete the three-point play.
Gets good positioning on Evans there.
And a tough afternoon continuing, frustrating afternoon for Nick Evans. That's his 5th.
Yeah. He's not agreeing with it.
And McCullough can't get that one to go down, though. Washington can't get that one to go down. He leads all scorers with 18, Jordan, that is, on 8 of 10 shooting from the field.
This is his best game so far this season, no doubt.
And we got a foul away from the ball. And it looks like it's going to go on. It might be Joel Kindred. That's his 3rd personal. Team's first. Allman with airspace, and bang, he knocks down back-to-back threes, and once again, he's dialing it up.
Do not give him room.
Corey's got 17 on the afternoon. 3 of 5 shooting from downtown. Magic take the lead. It's 2 points now. Washington spin. That's cut off at the rim. McCullough with the rebound. Wayne McCullough's been all over the court this afternoon for the Magic.
Definitely has.
Herring Jr. to the rim. That's rejected. Partially blocked there, but by Brown, and he's knocked to the floor hard. He's able to get back up to his feet, Herring Jr.
See the replay here. Goes up. He was up. When he went up, he was a little off balance as it was, so It looked a little bit worse than it was. Hopefully he's up.
So Ramel picks up his 4th personal, team 2nd. 2-point lead now for the Magic. And that's in and out for Doug. Doug with his 4th trip to the free throw line this afternoon. It's one of those guys can get to the free throw line, it seems like at least 4 to 5, maybe 6 to 7 times a game, and see an empty trip there. But the way he plays, he likes to get to the rim and he draws that contact.
Yeah, those aggressive players like that tend to get more free throw attempts.
Opong from downtown, that's no good. Rebound by McCullough. Here's Herring Jr. now. On the pick and roll action. Takes his time, kick out. McCullough now. 12 to shoot. Evans, he'll pull the string and he'll knock it down. So Evans staying with it. The big man knocking down the 16-footer. Tough afternoon's been in foul trouble all afternoon is Evans. He's able to get that one to fall though. Off the pick and roll, good pass there by Opong to split the defense. Is Washington, he's fouled on that shot attempt, and he'll shoot 2.
Taylor with the foul.
Yeah, Taylor's 3rd, team 2nd. So it looks like KJ is looking to make his way back into this game. He'll wait at the scores table. So he'll check in now for Brown. Taylor will go to the bench for the Magic. White will check back for Joe Salerno. Washington hits the first. You mentioned Washington off to his best game thus far in this season is the rookie.
Definitely.
And he goes 1 for 2. If there's anything that's a little bit of a struggle, it would be the free throws. He's got 19 now. 3 for 6 from the charity stripe on 8 of 11 shooting from the field, along with 6 rebounds. Evans, another jump shot he sees fall down. It's the big man.
Squeezing a lot of productivity out of him.
Pulled up there from 14 feet, unable to knock it through. Had a good look off of that pick and roll action. Kindred now. To the rim. Washington.
Oh my. There's a lot of
Gets
contact there. Nice fight.
His
by
own
Washington.
shot, stayed with it, followed his own shot, as you mentioned. Looked like there was some contact. Jordan staying with it. He's got 21 now. 1 possession game. Herring Jr.
Nice D by Opong.
Transition, Kindred to the rim. Finger roll and put back to Vivier, but he stays with it. McCullough cut off. Kindred made it tough, but the putback was there by the Vivier. He rose up. He almost was able to flush it down with the dunk, but he stayed with it. And it's a 1-point game now.
And that's not the first time McCullough's been there, right in Kindred's hip pocket on what should have been an easy layup. There's a couple he's missed now because Kindred's been all over him.
KJ able to cut off White to the rim. Billy frustrated, thought he was fouled on that shot attempt. Inbound by Herring Jr. now. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Allman forces up the tough shot to Vivier's there. McCullough for 3, in and out.
Cool.
And another offensive rebound, though, for the Magic.
And the bounces are going the Magic's way right now.
Getting after those loose balls and winning those 50-50 balls, excuse me. Herring Jr. is bumped by Opong. Robinson will be called for the foul. That's his first. Team's third. As McCullough will inbound for the Magic.
Jeez, another foul on the floor.
And that's on KJ. So Jawara picks up his 4th personal. Team's 4th. Allman off the screen. Evans, that's knocked away from behind by Washington. Canes have numbers in transition, but an outstanding play there defensively by Herring Jr. Man, it seems like every time the Canes go back the other way in transition, Herring Jr. and McCullough are there, either making it difficult or coming up with plays like that defensively, denying the Hurricanes with those easy opportunities.
Yeah, they're giving Halifax fits in the transition. Normally those are easy points for Halifax against other teams, but you said it, those two players have really given them a hard time. That's a lot of points that they're giving up because they've been able to harass Halifax like that.
Halifax with an empty trip, and it looked like they had an easy trip, so that's a 3-point swing there on that defensive play by Herring Jr. on the other end as Billy White knocks down his first 3 ball of the afternoon. And it's a 4-point game now for the Magic. Opong, he'll pull the trigger from downtown. Left that short at the rim. McCullough with the rebound, but he nails Washington with the elbow as Jordan sacrificing his face in the betterment of the team. As Wayne McCullough grabbed the rebound, swung his elbow wildly. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. That was a vicious shot there to the kisser on Washington. He's up on his feet.
He's lucky all he got was a foul.
Man, he could have knocked out some chiclets there, but it was more in the nose area, as you could see. So that is going to be, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I was trying to listen in at what Brent Stocker had to say to the table. Wait a second. So we got a reversal here. It was a foul. No, we got to get this. That doesn't make it.
That was a personal foul for putting his face in the way of number 22's elbow.
Wait a second. I'm not sure what is going on here. It's a foul on Washington, so it's not a foul for Washington. What?
He's shooting.
He's shooting, but well, nonetheless, the first one is go down. A lot of confusion right now. Sorry, fans, but
Coach isn't helping out either.
Yeah, he's miffed just as much as you and I, as Jordan goes 1 for 2. So what I originally was saying, the foul was on McCullough, so it was 2 shots plus possession.
Gotcha.
Is the correct?
Yeah, it was flagrant.
Yes, a flagrant foul on McCullough. So the Hurricanes trying to get back on even terms now. 3-point game. Entry, Washington, and left that short. McCullough with the rebound. And now we got some interesting situation here now, Matt.
Yeah,
the shot clock dwindled. Looked like it went off when McCullough came up with the short attempt there by Washington. Salerno wants a shot clock violation.
14.
And we have a reset to 14 seconds. So I'm not sure if that was right, but it may. Actually, what it means is McCullough came up with possession of it and then fell out of bounds. So that is the correct call. So an opportunity here for the Hurricanes. Got to take advantage of it. Watson, kick out. Clint Scales, 4 seconds to shoot. Clint Scales, fade away. Put back is no good as Washington looked like he went through the back of the defender. And he'll be called for his 5th.
How about the Magic's defense right now? They're playing swarming, smothering defense this quarter on Halifax, especially these last few sets. Halifax is having a hard time getting points right now.
They're putting the clamps down on the Hurricanes. Hurricanes looking for some answers offensively. The coach talked about the defense by both sides, and the storyline right now is the defensive play.
Big steal.
Opportunity though in transition. McCullough's back there. Cuts off Washington, and a block there from behind by Evans. Evans again with the block.
Not getting any fouls,
and Mike Leslie, the jacket is off and it's on the floor.
I can't blame him.
Man, oh man, tempers are flaring. A crowd ensues after the whistle.
There's no way Evans shouldn't have got, like, there was 2 fouls. Let's take a look at the replay. Those were both fouls.
Definitely
the second
not.
one for sure because he's leaning right over.
He's not straight up.
No.
He was leaning through. The jacket is off. The jacket was on, folks, but that jacket, as he picks it up,
That's the
could
most
see,
animated I've ever seen, Coach.
Man, it was gone. I'm pretty sure if one of those officials would have caught his action, he might have been teed up.
Might have been, yeah.
Jumper, no good. Put back
There we
is
go.
off the glass and in.
Halifax needed that.
As they were playing with fire, as they get within one now. 6:26 remaining in regulation. We've had some moments of fiery play by both of these teams.
No doubt, it's been a slugfest.
Back and forth. Allman, off balance three. Can't get that to drop. Here's Clint Scales. Poole. Poole draws the foul on McCullough, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. No short of fireworks in this one, partner.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Oh my goodness. Never a dull moment in the National Basketball League of Canada here at the Scotiabank Center.
These teams want to keep their the streaks going.
Absolutely. The Hurricanes trying to serve up some little bit of a revenge here on the early part of this season,
Yep.
as they suffered back-to-back losses to start this season to the Magic.
Big loss.
And 27 points apiece in both of those losses was the average. So back on even terms here. 80 apiece, 6 minutes. We got an old-fashioned barn burner set here to go down to the wire mat.
Yeah, this one's going right for the last seconds, I think, Vince. I mean, there's a lot of time left. But the way these two teams are playing, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down to the last.
Evans, fade away. That was picture perfect by the big man as he was able to draw the contact and spin a baseline and get that fadeaway, the drop. The man from Southern Illinois.
Playing with 5 fouls right now, is he not, Vince?
Absolutely.
So
He's been in foul trouble all afternoon, but he's picked up his play in the second half. Steps in front of that, knocks that attempt away by Poole. Poole thought he might have got poked in the eye. Poole's okay, looks like he's trying to shake it off, but we got a media timeout with 5:18 remaining, and it'll be 2 seconds on the shot clock for the Hurricanes on the inbound. So, some interesting, things happening in this ball game. But like you said, this thing might come down to the last shot.
Last possession, yeah. And getting back to Nick Evans, he's got 5 fouls. He's had 5 fouls for a while now. Good decision by Coach Salerno. He got his 5th foul and he left him in. He said, I'm going to squeeze whatever productivity I can get out of this guy with this last foul. And man, Nick Evans hasn't let him down.
Productivity's pretty good. 8 points on 4 or 5 shooting with 2 rebounds. He's got 1 assist, but he's got 5 fouls, playing with fire, as it looks like Gentry Thomas is going to check in after this timeout. But 2 seconds to shoot for Mike Leslie, and Leslie regathering himself there. He was very disappointed that Nick Evans didn't foul out of this game.
Yeah, that
the jacket went flying, almost went into the front row here behind the Hurricanes bench.
Yeah.
But at moments, both of these coaches been very animated in the decision-making of this officiating crew. Yeah. They've done an outstanding job this afternoon, but there's been times where frustrations have boiled over, and both of the coaches have showed those frustrations.
Yeah, I mean, well, we saw the replay, and I think Coach Lesler's response there was more than appropriate. One of those plays there should have been a foul on Nick Evans, I believe, but he didn't get called for either, so you can't blame, especially with a guy that's actually being productive. As a coach, you want that guy gone, right? You want him out of the game, and he should be out of the game.
Yeah, they want to take their chances with Denzel Taylor, but Taylor's been outstanding. He's been outstanding all afternoon, and he's been outstanding all season in the reserve role.
Yeah, he's a grinder.
Coming off the bench for Joe Salerno.
Yeah. He's not making life any easier on you.
Clint Scales with the inbound now. Catch and shoot situation. Can't get it in, and they forced a 5-second violation.
I'm telling you.
So the most important part of the possession is the inbound, and the execution not there, and that's not what Coach Mike Leslie drew up during that timeout.
Yeah, well, that's just it. It's one thing to not get the ball in, under normal circumstances, but to not get it in after a timeout and after you had something drawn up, hats off to the Moncton Magic for playing that so well.
It's winning time now, and mistakes, you can't have them. Magic trying to take advantage. Oh, and Thomas lost track of the shot clock, gets it to fall.
Second time now.
But man, the struggle's continuing for both of these teams. So a shot clock violation after they forced the 5-second inbound violation. Magic unable to take advantage of the turnover. Can the Hurricanes take advantage now? Edwards inside the Watson. Brown, baby
Nice
Hawk,
finish.
it's down. Good decision there. Great ball movement on that half-court set by the Canes. Now they need to dig in defensively.
Yeah, that was the best half-court set we've seen from them a few times down now. So you're right, it's defense time.
One possession game. Evans loses the handle. 4 seconds to shoot. Herring Jr. forces up the three. Bang! And he knocks it down
Deadly.
right between the eyes.
Deadly.
The veteran getting the three ball to go. Man, that was a tough shot. The Herring Jr. stepped up, pulled the trigger. Back
Nice
door,
pass by
and
P.R.
finished there
Edwards.
by Poole. So they're going back and forth here. We talked about it, an old-fashioned slugfest.
Yeah.
Barn burner here at Scotiabank. 85-85. White now to the rim. He was able to shake free of Watson. And Billy finishes with the soft touch around the rim.
Two have probably gone against each other more than a few times in practice over the last couple seasons.
And I know it had to be a tough matchup in practice, them two combatants.
Back and
Watson
forth.
answers down the other end. So back and forth, exchanging punches are Watson and White. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in regulation.
Here we go again.
White spins, denied by Brown on the help line. Transition, Edwards, oh, and he left it short with the slam. Edwards is down. As he's slow to his feet. Kind of bothered there in transition by Evans. Edwards now, and White is forced into the travel call. Definitely walked from our vantage point. As White didn't put it on the floor first, but Edwards in transition. Man, he really tried to throw that one down.
He thought he got fouled too. You see him talking to the ref there.
My goodness, that would have been some kind of finish at the
Would
rim.
have been, but you know what? A finger roll for the 2 points would have been better.
Yes, exactly. Very important. Every possession is going to be, have to be treated like gold.
They
They
all
need
count.
to execute. Poole now spins inside, and that's last touch by Brown as he's unable to handle that tough
I don't
pocket
think he was
pass
expecting that.
in tight. As he rolled back to the rim on that pick and roll action. Poole found him, but he unable to come up with it. So Carson now. Herring Jr. turns the corner. White. Evans. McCullough baseline and one.
Man, oh man.
McCullough holding it in the air and finishing.
It's the best game I've seen him play. Let's see the finish here. Nice take, goes up strong, and look, just strength. Doesn't get thrown off, finishes.
Outstanding decision there by Wayne McCullough on the baseline. Drew the contact on Kedar Edwards. That's his fifth personal.
He's pretty automatic from the line.
And he completes it. So McCullough continuing to shoot at a high level. His play has been a high level on both ends of the floor this afternoon for the Magic. Wayne's got 20 on 6 of 8 shooting. We have a foul before the shot attempt.
It'll be on Denzel Taylor.
Looks like it's going to be called on Taylor. So Taylor picks up his fourth. Magic have 2 more fouls to give before they're in the penalty. Hurricanes are over the limit. So the Magic will shoot free throws the rest of the way with 2:04 remaining in regulation. Clint Scales inbound, Poole. Tough shot there forced by Herring Jr., rebound by McCullough. McCullough with a double-double this afternoon. He's got 14 rebounds and 20 points. He's been all over the floor for the Magic.
He's been their guy.
3-point lead now. 5 seconds to shoot. One-on-one. Pull up, floater. Can't get it to go, left it short. Canes now in transition. Clint Scales.
Got to come away with something here.
Watson off the
we
glass and in. Good decision, and taking his time there was the general. Clint Scales was able to draw the double, gave enough airspace for Watson to finish at the rim. 1 point lead now. Carson.
Ooh.
Oh, and he almost forced him into a walk. 5 seconds to shoot. ISO. Tough three. Billy bangs it in, rattles it down. Tough shot there by White, who's had his struggles this afternoon shooting. But man, he made
clutch.
the Hurricanes pay. Clutch shot from downtown. 54.2 seconds remaining. And Billy White, right now at the decisive blow, nailing that three.
And generally, that's the point. That's the shot you want to force Billy to take, because it's not his best shot, obviously. But he hits it there, and he's got a couple today. He can shoot it. He's feeling it right now.
So Billy's got 15 points on 6 of 19 shooting. And his second three was difficult, but he made it go. Wow, outstanding. And Mike Leslie will talk it over now. But we're in for a dogfight down towards the end of this game. You called it. It might come down to the last possession, as both of these teams are fighting hard to extend these streaks. So we got 4-game winning streak on the line for the Hurricanes. 7 to start the season for the Magic. We talked about it. That's been the storyline. It's been the dominating storyline before this matchup this afternoon. And both of these teams have not disappointed the crowd here at Scotiabank Center and the crowd viewing here on the Hurricanes TV on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, you can treat a real good basketball game right now. This the Hurricanes have to come away with points in this possession if they want to hope to make a win of this one, in my opinion. If they can't score here, it's going to be tough going. What do we got left here? Let me check time. Got a minute or so?
55
just
seconds.
Under a minute. You got to score here. You don't score here, it's going to get really, really, really hard.
14 seconds to shoot for the Canes. Canes will have possession coming out of this timeout. They'll go with Edwards, Poole, Clint Scales, Watson, and Brown. For the Magic, it's McCullough, Taylor, Carson, White, and Herring Jr. So a smaller lineup for Joe Salerno. Clint Scales, Watson, can't get it to fall as Carson comes up with a very important defensive rebound. Good look on that set for Watson, couldn't pull the trigger. And here's White now, McCullough. Trying to hold it for much of this possession here are the Magic. Turned it over though. Scramble for the loose ball.
Smart.
And coming up with the loose ball there looks like Watson and McCullough, but I'm not sure if he got full. It's a jump ball, but now the interesting part of this here is, why is there a shot clock reset when it looked like Watson didn't have possession of it? We have a timeout called by Joe Salerno. He wants to draw something up here with 27.9 on the game. And it looked like it's
14 on the
14.
clock now.
So I guess Watson had possession of it and a tie-up. But man, some very tense times here, and Hurricanes desperately looking for a stop here first without giving up any points and get some results down on the other end offensively.
Yeah.
But man, oh man, it's been quite the finish here at Scotiabank between these two teams.
It's been a great finish. Still not over. Halifax has to come up with a stop for obvious reasons. Any points here will be the dagger. Coach Salerno drawing something up. Coach Leslie got to figure a way out to counter it. These two very familiar with each other, having been on the same coaching staff a few years back in Prince Edward Island.
Absolutely. So here's the stage. Hurricanes trailing by 4, but it was the decisive blow thus far, the 3-ball, the tough 3 floating away from downtown. Billy White hitting that shot, pushed to lead the 4. Hurricanes are up against it, trying to extend their winning streak to 5. Stop the Magic at 7, but the Magic have the advantage. They have possession. 14 seconds underneath their own basket. They'll have possession here with 27.9 seconds remaining here in regulation. First thing first, Hurricanes have to deny them any type of points here.
That's right.
So Canes got to dig in. White will inbound. Ten seconds to shoot. And a call, and it looks like a reach-in call is on Clinkscales. And I'm not sure if that was a reach-in call from here.
Well, that'll put him on the line.
It looked like he was straight up, and that is a
replay
tough
here.
Call on Clinkscales. Oh yeah, he might have got in the left hand.
You can make that call.
So,
whoa,
uncharacteristic miss here from the charity stripe by Wayne McCullough, who seemed like he couldn't do anything wrong this afternoon.
Yeah, he's been their man.
Came into this afternoon shooting the free throw at 83%, but he goes 1 for 2. It's important. Stretches the lead to 5. As Mike Leslie will call timeout, and that'll advance the basketball to the front court. So 5-point game. Magic looking to push this winning streak to 8. Alongside Matt Elliott and Joe Wells, Vince Williams on hand. And if you're just joining us, you have missed an absolute barn burner between these two teams. Put aside the low-scoring game here. It's been the defense on both sides have got it to this point. 93-89. Magic come into this game averaging 105 points on the season. The Hurricanes 95 on the season, but at times it's been a struggle, but you gotta give credit when credit is due for both of these teams playing outstanding defense.
Yeah, they've been playing great defense, forcing turnovers, getting steals, and you get the guys like Kedar Edwards, Wayne McCullough, guys doing those kind of scrappy things that you're not going to see on the scoreboard here, like harassing and during the transitions, getting your hand in the passing lane, stuff like that. So it's been a great defensive effort. If you like that kind of basketball, if you like the high-scoring stuff, maybe not your game. Regardless, it's been a great game of basketball if you're a fan.
Yeah, both of these teams committing 18 turnovers apiece. This will be the last game, home game that is, for the Hurricanes before the Christmas celebrations. And we'd like to thank everybody tuning in and wish everybody tuning in a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year into the next year. But it's been an outstanding game here, and it's going to be an outstanding finish with 21.8 seconds remaining here in regulation.
So what do you think? You think
Canes will inbound.
Something drawn up for a 3, or do you think he's going for a 2?
It's got to be something that's got to get to the rim quickly. They got to score quick and maybe get into the fouling game.
Yeah, 14 on the clock.
But they got to hurry. There's not enough time. Poole forces up the 3. No good. Rebound by Taylor, so that should do it.
Yeah, that'll be it.
White will hold it, and he'll try to dribble it out, and it looks like this one will be put to bed, and the Magic, they dodge a bullet and pull this one out of the fire as it went back and forth, and they'll see their streak extend to 8.
Yeah, and you know, they're a good basketball team. You can't say they didn't earn the win. It wasn't a fluke. They played hard. They played well. And they've had, you know, it hasn't been easy. They've had a couple games where they've had struggles. It's not like they've had a total cruise to this 8-0. So you can add Halifax to that. But what's important about this game is how much different of a team Halifax showed Moncton that they are.
Yeah, the Hurricanes came into this game without the services of their best player, Gabe Freeman.
Yes.
As Billy White hits 1 of 2. In the last game here at Scotiabank, and Billy White's return, after being traded to the Magic, he didn't even finish the game.
That's right.
He left the game with an ankle sprain, and he was unable to see them through with the win. This afternoon, he's been the difference down the stretch, the veteran, and we've come to see this type of play from the product of San Diego State. This guy has been outstanding since been playing his first game here in the National Basketball League of Canada, and White has been the difference down the stretch for Joe Salerno.
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
So you can see the next few games here, 6-game road trip for the Hurricanes. after this afternoon's ball game.
Long haul.
Before returning here at Scotiabank Center. 95-89. As the Canes will suffer a very tough loss as they fought tooth and nail with the best team in the National Basketball League of Canada.
Right. And you know, it's a loss, but you're still going to be able to pull positives from that, right?
Most definitely. Will be some interesting game film that will be analyzed by both of these teams
No doubt.
going forward, as they will see each other. This will not be the last matchup. Great crowd on hand this afternoon here at Scotiabank Center. Disappointed though, but the kids will continue to dance in between the aisles.
They will. Always plenty of dancing happening here in Halifax.
Family friendly is the atmosphere here at Scotiabank. So Clint Scales will inbound with 10.6 remaining. Edwards will pull the trigger for three. No good.
Pulled the board.
Rebound and put back. And it's been that type of afternoon for the Hurricanes from beyond the arc as they have struggled. 5.4 seconds remaining here as Joe Salerno wants a timeout. It's a 4-point game. Hurricanes not giving up though, Matt.
No. No.
And that's the makeup of this team. They will
Anything
fight
can
right
happen
to
in
the final
basketball.
gun.
Reggie Miller proved that.
That's
against
your
the
man.
New York Knicks.
That is your man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
You got that one in. That's a long time ago at the Garden.
Hey,
Nevertheless,
it can be done.
happened.
It can be done,
happened.
right?
I was taking a look at social media, and Tracy McGrady scored 13 points in 33 seconds when he was a member of the Houston Rockets. So today was the anniversary of that happening.
Okay.
So like you said, never say never.
Nope.
But the Canes got a lot of heavy lifting to do here, and they pretty much need a miracle.
They do.
And that was the old name of
that's
the
right.
Moncton franchise, the Moncton Miracles.
We could use some magic too.
Yeah, a little bit of that as well.
Seeing some of the replays here today.
Some outstanding basketball this afternoon between these two teams. Some final instructions by both of these coaches, two great friends, Joe Salerno and Mike Leslie.
So some of the positives you can take away, even with the loss for Halifax, you held the best team in the league, a team that's capable of scoring a lot of points, well below their average. That's not nothing. You just got to be more efficient on your own offensive end if you want to win that game. They're going to go for the foul here.
Allman on the inbound, but he stepped out of bounds. Okay, he gives the thumbs up, but it's 1.7 seconds remaining. So he was happy to take that violation. McCullough, once again, he's there padding a little bit on his stats with the steal. And that'll do it. So the final, 95-91, the Magic extend their streak to 8. Your final thoughts, Matt?
Final thoughts, it was a great game. It was a good basketball game. It was everything it was supposed to be. Two teams that could play great defensively, played great defensively, and Moncton came out on top. It was a great game to watch. I'm looking forward to when these teams play again.
So on behalf of my broadcast partner, Matt Elliott, and the third member, Joe Wells, and the Silver Vision crew, I'm Vince Williams saying so long, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year here from Scotiabank Center, and we'll see you next time.